point.
Oh
So
yeah.
like that's all I remember is that I was like, yo, because as a kid I didn't know what that accent was, and so I was like, hey, what? I would like ask my parents and they didn't know. I was like, what's that accent where you like replace the J sound with like a Y sound or like what, like ancient Latin? I'm like, no.
In the immortal words of Squidward, is that ridiculous accent real?
Oh, hold on. You get this thing booted up. I gotta change what lights I'm using in my room.
It's already booted up! But hold on, why can I not view it on my fucking... I'm trying to boot it up on my Twitch, but I cannot seem to load it up on my Twitch. Anyway, how's everyone doing it? There it is! It was just lagging behind. Click the button. They see the fucking stream operating and stream manager. Okay, cool. Down, that bitch is gone. That bitch left to do a thing. Leaving me to
How about
clean
now?
on my own. Oh my god, it's so bright. Taylor, don't press tab because it will blind you.
Yeah, you're just in an orange void.
You just, Jesus.
So,
Jesus Christ, that was the
hey
worst.
everyone. Hey everyone. I'm Taylor. That's Lou Jack, and
Hey, what's up?
hopefully our spray volume is appropriate.
Hopefully, we're the
I started this-
Peepolorians. We've
I
been
got
gone
here-
for a couple weeks, and we're sorry about that, but we're back now, and we're.
I had
doing...
ear surgery.
Yeah, Taylor is hopefully gonna be able to hear properly for the first time in his entire life.
No, that's the weirdest part is that it wasn't like.
Wait,
I
really?
was born with a weird ear.
Really?
Yeah, I wasn't born with a weird ear. It's yeah, it was a what do you call it? I forget what the issue was called, but basically, I got what did the informal term I gave it was ear sticky bony disease.
Yeah, you had like weird bones fused together.
Yeah, or your ear bones, which allow you to hear, will be all sticky. And when I first got like diagnosed with it, I was like, I don't know, like 20, I think. And they're like, yeah, so this is a weird one because it's kind of rare and it's more common with like postmenopausal women. So like,
All right.
it's kind of weird. And I'm like, all right. But at some point I was like, not only is this noticeable, I think it's getting worse, and I don't like that. So I did all the paperwork and met with all the doctors, and I went to the mountains and I looked to the children, and however that song goes.
I don't even know what song you're talking about.
I had a, dang it, it's some kind of ectomy, but that doesn't narrow it down. I had basically I had one of my ear bones replaced with like a plastic peg, sort of kind of deal. So yeah.
You're all bionic now.
I've now joined my family in being a family of cyborgs.
God, it happened to you at such a young age too. I figured you'd have like at least another 30 years or something.
Well, I mean, if I had any more tawdry quirks, I could open a tawdry quirk shop. I'm a mutant. I'm just built different, you know. And my perks are completely random. So it's like, oh yeah, you just got we're gonna get you partial facial paralysis, but also you're really good at grammar. Oh, and also you're not as good at dealing with cold temperatures as your like siblings. But also, maybe you're really good at running. I forgot what I was good at. Like just my perks and quirks are completely randomized, and one of them is like, oh yeah, you'll also have like you'll have hypermobility, but not in like the elbows and knees where like you would expect them to be. You just have like a little bit on like the wrists and fingers, and that's it.
You really went into the character creator and went, what's the most absurd skill set I can come up with?
Yeah,
just randomize that shit.
Yeah, I hit the random button.
Roll the dice, see what happens.
Drawbacks. I hit the random button on quirks and drawbacks, and it's like, yeah, you got ADHD and autism and an anxiety disorder. Also, just like a bunch of stuff in your body will just like not work sometimes, but not in like the way that you would expect them to stop working when you're like 40. I mean, like, oh, you're just stopped working.
Fuck, man. Oh, Jesus Christ, why is it still so bad? I thought I would be able to press tab without getting more blind, but I didn't realize how gross the ceiling was. This place really was just... There was not a drop of cleanliness in this entire house. It really was just, like, the worst BT incident. like, Jesus Christ. A BT died here. And not in a good way. It was in the violent way.
I'll add to my my list of perks is, you'll remember a joke that your dad told you, like, 10 years ago. Like, but also you will sometimes tell a joke and then forget it, and then like 10 years later, your friend who also has autism and ADHD will remember it and be like, hey, what about this? And you'll be like, oh, that's hilarious. And be like, yeah, you told me that one.
Yeah, I got that from you. That was your joke. From like high school. It was almost after high school. It was me.
Who's been eating my candy?
Who's been eating my candy? It was me.
I'm cleaning Santa's coat. Here's the thing: when we first got to this level, I didn't see what the level was called, and I was like, "Oh, is this like the Salty Spittoon? Is this like the Thug Tug, which was basically the other like dive bar from the movie?" And then I look at the level and it says Santa's Workshop, and I'm like, "This is Santa's Workshop."
Yeah, what the fuck happened to Santa's Workshop? Jesus Christ.
Well, you see, they had that like dye festival that they have in like India, and then but like they didn't know how to actually do it, and Bigfoot came and he was like, "Oh, I know how to do it," but he didn't know how to do it either, and he just threw mud around. I really hope I'm getting the right country for that. Please correct me if I'm wrong about dye festivals. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Thank you. At least we get the powerful sprayers for this level.
Oh yeah, and soaps.
I haven't used any of the soaps yet.
I haven't either.
I'm waiting until I run into like, I don't know, rust or something.
Yeah, I
considered or something that's kind of clingy.
Yeah, I considered using one for a second, and I was like, no, I'll wait. Yo, so how far are you on Persona 5 Royal now? No spoilers, though.
Let's see here. I have met with that girl who looks a lot like the Inkling from Splatoon, the default one.
Wait, Futaba?
Futaba, yeah. And I looked that up to see if anyone else had made that joke where it's like, hey, does anyone think that Futaba looks like the default like Inkling with the orange hair? And not only is that a thing, but someone had a screenshot of I think it was Smash Bros. Ultimate, where typically you'll have like a character. You'll have like a character that you're actually fighting that's on the roster, but then like it's what's it called, like a spirit fight, where it's like, oh, this is a fight inspired by this character, and so sometimes it'll be a character that's actually in the game, but sometimes it'll be like, oh, what if we had a spirit fight and it's Waluigi, and so they'll have Luigi, but he's wearing like his like purple outfit or something, and then they'll change like the stats or something for that particular round.
Huh.
Well, there was something like that, and it was a spirit fight, and it was an Inkling, but the character was Futaba from Persona 5.
Nice.
And I was like, hey, it's not just me.
Nice. Are you in her palace yet?
No, I believe, let me see where I left. I basically got to the point where I think I may have mentioned this last time we streamed. No, I think it was just the last time we hung out. It was whoa. Okay, I'll get the bottom of the wall then.
Sorry. I didn't mean to encroach on your area. I'll go find my own area. We'll continue.
You're getting too close to this case. Back off. No, the oh right, Futaba, where we go to without spoiling anything, we go to her house, and then there's like a the power goes out, and I mentioned this to you, but I don't think it was during a stream. I think we were just hanging out.
I think it was last night when we were watching Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
No, I think it was earlier than that.
Was it earlier than that?
I mentioned this to you, that it became this sort of cross between, like, I wasn't sure how, if Makoto was overreacting melodramatic, like, anime scared, or if, like, there was something I needed to talk to her about. Because the power goes off and everyone's like, no, this place is too creepy. And I'm like, okay, so, like, yeah, to everyone else in the room, like, they're in an completely unfamiliar territory, but it's a house that is, like, just down the street from where Joker lives. Like, it's a dense urban area, like, there's people all around.
Okay, but
the house itself is, like, tiny.
I'm gonna make a case for this. So, listen, imagine this. You're 16 years old, you're in high school, or you're 17 or 15, whatever, first year, second year, third year, assholes, they're all in different fucking grades. But, imagine you're like...
they're all in the same grade.
No, Makoto's a third year, and Futaba would be a first year if she was in school. Everyone else is like a second year.
Futaba is in a different year.
No. Haru's also a third year. Makoto and Haru are both third years.
Interesting. Okay, never mind. I was wrong. But,
so you're 16 years old, right? You're a bunch of high schoolers. And, yeah, you're Ren, and you hang out with Sojiro, and you know he's pretty chill. Your friends don't know that. They've met him a couple times, but they've never tried... They're going to his house. You're basically breaking into this guy's house with the excuse of bringing sushi over and being like, oh, your door was open. And you're not expecting to find... You're not expecting it to be dark and creepy with an open door going, is everything okay? Is he dead?
Oh, you're right.
And you're like going in thinking you might find a dead body because the door is open and there's no answers. So you're like, is he dead or something? And you walk in and you're also just scared shitless of getting caught because you're a 16-year-old high schooler and you're not on the same level of authority as a grown-up yet. You're still kind of timid and fucking fragile. You freeze up a little because you're 16 and you're not grown up yet. So big boss man shows up at your house in the middle of the night when you're not supposed to be in there going, what the fuck, where's my daughter? You're like, oh my god, I can explain, Jesus Christ. And Makoto especially, I will justify on the basis of her having to basically have lived her whole life living up to the expectations of other people. Because so disappointing people is something that she's tried to not do her whole life. So it's something that she's like really worried about doing, and that like adds to the anxieties, which leads to a panic attack. And that's how I justify that part.
I mean that like it seemed to imply that Makoto had like a terrible fear of the dark.
I mean, yeah, it was also dark, like... but it was also everything that that added to it, and just the idea that you might be walking into a dead body because it's a weird situation and it's dark and creepy and spooky. And you're just like, is he okay? Yeah, he's old, so I don't know how his heart is or whatever.
I'm old, but I ain't that old.
All that set aside, I've grown to love Sojiro. It's funny, when I first started playing this game... Man, when I first got to this town, my first impression was, I hate everybody. Now, having been here for a bit, I've grown to love a bunch of... I've grown to love these guys. They're not the worst.
Even the secondhand store, the secondhand store shop person.
Even like, EY who I finally get to hang out with.
If you go to the secondhand store, and you go to buy something, but then you click off of it and you don't buy anything. They just they just go, we all have those days.
I like EY. EY might actually be one of my favorite contacts. I just love the whole vibe of being like a guy who's trying to help a guy get out of the Yakuza, get out of an old gang or whatever.
Like he's like you'd be friends with like Kazuma Kiryu or Kazama Kiryu.
Yeah, yeah. Wait, who's Kazama Kiryu?
I keep trying to get out of the Yakuza, and then like I keep getting into fights, and then the fights like increase my like reputation.
Oh wait, is that Yakuza?
Yakuza?
Yeah, is that Yakuza?
Yeah,
the Yakuza game. Okay,
games.
I didn't get what you were talking about for a minute. But yeah, yeah, basically just that. There's also a great scene when if you're hanging out Futaba, one of your hangouts with Futaba, if you go to like the Shibuya, EY will pop up. I think he's like meeting with one of his distributors or something, but he'll show up like with you when you're hanging out with Futaba, and Futaba will be like, "Oh, that guy looks scary. He looks like a Yakuza," and Ren will be like, "Nah, he's fine." And then EY will spot you and be like, "Oh, hey!" And then they'll start talking about model guns with Futaba because Futaba's into model guns. And she's like, "Oh, he's not so bad." It's a really
Yes,
great scene.
A fellow connoisseur of the models.
Yeah. No, EY's great.
I feel
I
like
love EY.
Persona would just kind of break if you could bring in like model the little little Gundams with you, because at some point like one of them would actually like transform and like get big.
Yeah, that would be funny. Oh, I don't think I mentioned this on stream, but I brought this up to you at one point. So I love the idea that the model guns work in the cognitive world because you perceive them as real guns because of how real they look. So they will just assume it's real and it will have ammo. And I love that as a concept. However, I have an issue with it. When you examine that whole concept closely, you realize, hey, Kamoshida and Madarame, I don't believe for a second that either of these guys have like fired a gun in their life. I feel like neither of them should know how much ammo any of these guns are supposed to have, or even what kind of gun any of them have. I could believe Kaneshiro does because he's like a gang leader, but like...
Yeah, he has to know at least one firearm.
Yeah, he's got to know at least one firearm.
In town who owns one.
Like, he has a gun. Like, he knows something. But like everyone else, it's like, you have no business knowing how much ammo I have. I should have as much ammo as I need until you, at some point, start to think, shouldn't they be out by now? And only then should I be out of ammo.
That's why it'd be funny if there were guns that didn't make sense, but still worked in the, excuse me, that like didn't quite make sense, but they worked. They worked on like orc logic in the metaverse, where it's just like Joker shows up and he's got like a Glock, but it's like belt fed with the ammo just like is in his pocket. The ammo is in his pocket like a pocket watch.
That'd be fucking great. Oh, I want that.
It's like it has as much ammo as I need.
How do none of our party members use a minigun? Hold on. Yeah, are there any Persona characters in any game that use a minigun? That needs to be a thing.
I don't know, but everyone knows the minigun's too good.
But it needs to be a thing. It would mow down an entire party.
Wasn't that like my joke about I forget what character it was from like Ruby, where it was like, oh yeah, a lot of characters have like a melee weapon that's also a gun. Sometimes it's mainly a gun or mainly a melee weapon. And I was like, oh, it'd be funny if someone just had like, oh, my gun is just a minigun. You know, it's a belt-fed minigun with like 200 rounds of ammunition. And then they're like, there was.
Oh, yeah. I can't remember who that was, but I think that did show up in the show at some point.
Like, excuse me. It was beautiful.
That's awesome.
And they're not even like one of the main characters.
Oh wait,
like,
wasn't that Coco? She like pulls the minigun out of her purse or something, doesn't she?
I think so.
Is that what I'm thinking of?
I know that one. I always confuse the one with the minigun and the one with the camera that allows her to copy.
Oh yeah, I think the camera one is
perks.
Velvet, the rabbit, isn't it? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
That's what I'm guessing.
Velvet the Rabbit. Whereas, I think it was Coco who had the like a briefcase that turns into a minigun, and I'm like, yes, that's my jam.
She really it's just the fucking briefcase minigun weapon from Devil May Cry 4 that Dante has.
Probably. I haven't played that, but
I'll look it up on
like
YouTube after this. Although Dante, I think, sits in a chair while shooting his minigun. If I remember correctly.
I'm trying to get the top of this this tree here, but I don't think I've gotten the whole floor.
I'm taking a drink of water. Alright. Get out of here, Tar. Is tartar sauce made of tar?
Fire?
What?
No. I think it's made of fish. That's why it's.
I know.
That's why it's like actually it's cursed.
Well,
Supposedly.
it was a joke. It was a joke because all this crap looks like tar. It reminds me of tar.
Tartar sauce.
So I was like, tartar sauce, and that was the joke.
Making all of my videos family friendly by switching all of my curses with SpongeBob curses.
Fish paste! What the scallops?
Yeah, with the scallop is great.
I love that one.
Hey Jack, help me with this tree.
Oh my god, what tree? Where the fuck are you at? Oh, tree attack! Oh
Alright,
my
what's
god,
loadout here. Did I not? Oh, I still got my default clothing here. Hold on. There we go.
It's just the
my
two
white
of
outfit.
us. What does it matter?
We can make it if we try.
Actually, I do want to fucking switch mine also, though. Wait, how do I do that?
As long as we don't wear the same outfit.
On, how the fuck do I switch outfits?
I use I. With the letter I.
Okay, what's a more convenient button? I feel like there's gotta be a more convenient button.
Yeah.
Wait, there is a more convenient button.
Clothing.
E! Why do you not use E? Why would you use I and not E, which is right there with your hand?
Huh.
Why are you using I?
I figured. Oh.
My dude, what have you been doing all this
Although
time?
I do. Oh, because I must be for like inventory.
Yeah. Well,
Whereas E is for
equipment.
Equipment. I don't know.
Equipment. Yes, it's whatever.
It was set to E for engorged with gas.
Absolute maniac clicking I for his inventory here with E right there.
Maybe it needs like the underside. Yeah, it's the underside. Gotta sneak in there.
Okay, good job.
Woo! Voila!
Oh my god, there's a
I
ladder.
can't make the pop sound.
Take over, it's time to boogie down. My cover, nothing's gonna beat away my luck.
There's a world map. Santa is going to deliver presents to the world. Our world. Woo!
Oh, I started watching 2 shows. I started watching the new season of Bad Batch and the new season of Dragon Prince.
Ah, I thought you were watching Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
I am, but I got through the first season, and the second season I couldn't find on Netflix, so I'm looking for other places to watch it.
Oh, really? It exists, but it's just not on there.
Yeah, well, maybe I just wasn't looking hard enough. I'll fucking look again, but yeah, I didn't see it. Rise of the. I'm watching Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles specifically, which you watched with me last night.
There's a lot of TMNT shows out there.
A lot of TMNT shows. What do you think about it?
You have to be specific.
I
liked it.
Yeah.
I think I really like the. I think like the Four Bros dynamic really works, and I really like the moments where. Especially with Donatello, where when he like says something like under his breath, it feels like something he would like actually say.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, this place looks really ominous, but like he says it in like a under your breath way instead of in like a oh, I don't trust the audience to understand.
Yeah. Your fake nerd voices? That was actually my real voice. Is there something wrong with my voice?
Yeah. Which was beautiful because they're doing the fake nerd voices, and then his voice is basically just the same. And I was like, hey, wait a minute. Oh yeah, there's a really good gag in like the first episode where they encounter some humans, and they already have the perfect plan that we've seen like done like in other shows and such, where they're like. Their go-to plan if they're caught by humans is just be like, oh, hello, fellow humans. We're looking for the sci-fi convention.
Yeah.
These awesome turtle costumes.
It's much better than the trench coat and hat thing. I love that scene where April gets like... It's time to freaking go. I love that scene where April gets snapped by the two bat bouldering guys, and then she like... kicks the shit out of them and lands on the ground and is just wrestling them to the ground. She's like biting one of them and just like looks over at the turtles and does a thumbs up like I'm good, and they just thumbs up back.
Oh yeah.
This is so funny.
They had a recurring gag in Mao Mao Heroes of Pure Heart where whenever they would launch the main like team of bad guys into the distance, they'd be like ding, and then they'd be like, we're okay. Which like I learned is like, I don't know if it's necessary. It does help with like TV ratings if they say they're okay, but it's really funny because it's like they'll just be like, we're okay, and then like Mao Mao will be like, we didn't ask.
That's funny.
It's something I learned about in it was like a behind the scenes, what's it called? The commentary track for, it was an episode of Adventure Time, and they're talking about how, excuse me, there are things you can and can't do for your cartoony sort of rating. And it's like, we could have these characters being on fire as long as they're not in distress, and that we show that they're okay later.
Oh yeah, so the marshmallow guys when they're on fire,
yeah,
and
like
they just turn into like s'mores.
Kids. And it's
peel.
Contextually, yeah, these kids just lit themselves on fire and ran at an opposing force. But like with context, they are marshmallows and they were fine.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, okay. So like you have to like set up context when you're developing a show that's to be on what's the word? I don't know the technical term. It's just TV in general.
Right.
I thought that was kind of funny because I was like, oh, that explains a lot of little like details where it's like, oh, that's why you're old timey. That's why a lot of like they say old timey, but I mean like 2000s. A lot of your 2000s animes, if they were adapted like for kids style, that it wasn't just like, oh, we removed the blood and we made the equipment look less spiky and we removed the cigarettes. Like, sure, that makes sense. But you would also it would also be that it's like, oh, we added the groaning sound effects whenever a bunch of guys are knocked down. That way you know that they're just like unconscious.
They also removed the little garden arc for some reason, and the laboon arc for some reason, and also,
Yeah.
you know, I will say there are a lot of great They also changed a bunch of names like Zoro to Zolo, and Ace to Trace, and Smoker to Chaser, and that was all stupid. However, there are some 4Kids moments that I'll really appreciate, like Zoro making chicken
would be
sounds at
funny
Usopp.
if
That's always
Smoker's-
going to be funny.
What?
Zoro in the 4Kids dub at like at least twice that I've seen will make chicken sounds at Usopp when he's acting all cowardly. He'll just go up and be like,
Oh, that was like a 4Kids thing?
yeah.
Interesting.
It was funny.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
That's I like that. That kind of works.
Yeah, there are some 4Kids moments that you know were not awful and were very funny, but I am glad that all of the early 4Kids stuff got like re-recorded and we got to have like the Laboon arc and the Little Garden arc, because holy shit, that is some important context. Especially Laboon,
Can
that's
you
like
get the
vital to
underside of
Brook's
this
whole
candy cane?
backstory. Bruh, I'm spraying the ceiling. What candy cane? This candy cane?
Oh, well then I
This candy
should
cane?
help with
This
this
candy
chunk
cane?
of the ceiling. Yeah,
This
I'll,
candy cane? This candy cane? This candy cane?
yeah, I'll section off. I'll try to section off part of the ceiling so where I can help here.
No worries. Which candy cane were you talking about, though?
The one I'm standing on.
Wait, what the fuck? What the fuck? Oh, okay, alright, I'll help, I'll get the underside of
I'm
the
only
candy cane.
standing on one.
Yeah, no, I was looking for you, and I see you now, and I'm getting the candy cane. Canes on the candy cane. No, I dance, and I dance.
Yeah, I can reach a lot of the roof pretty well from here. So I think I can get like the sort of like woodworking. What is this called? Ceiling beam.
Ceiling beam.
Hey,
that's
it's time to
where
friggin'
I
go.
want to be. It's time to friggin' go. Hi, it's time to
Hey,
boogie down.
it's time to freaking go. Oh,
Let's
sorry.
go.
Hey, it's time to freaking go. What kind of soaps do we have anyway?
I
we
think
have wood
there's
cleaner.
wood and multi-purpose. We got multi-purpose. We got some metal cleaner. We have like one bit of metal cleaner. We have less metal cleaner than we do like multi-purpose and wood for some reason. Don't know what that's about. I guess there's less metal here. Whatever.
Yeah, the metal multi-purpose. I always or sorry, not multi. The metal soap. I always try to save if there's rust, because it's like one of the toughest dirts in the game.
The toughest dirt in the whole West. Now I'm imagining like an
It was
osmosis
the-
Jones. No, what were you gonna say?
He was the roughest, toughest critter, never known to be a quitter, and he never had no fear of men or beast.
I'm picturing like
It's a Pecos Bill song, I think.
you'll have to show me that later. But I'm picturing like an Osmosis Jones style show with dirt instead of like white blood cells. It's like dirt particles, the particles in the dirt. Old dirt cowpoke rolling into town, all Grango style. Was it Grango? No, Rango. Rango. What the fuck? Not Grango. Rango.
Hold on, I'm gonna make sure I got the. We don't normally have viewers, but I want to make sure that I don't miss anything, so I have the app open on my phone here.
Oh yeah, I'm looking at the chat. There's nothing on here right now, as far as I can see.
I think that eventually they'll add actual power washing to the game, where, because technically, didn't they? You get a text from someone. I think it's like the fireman, who mentions that technically this is like pressure washing. Power washing is where it's is pressure washing, but it also is like, I think, heated. And I was like, oh, well, that would make sense for like really high level. Whoa. really high level like maps or something.
Yeah, it would.
I think, yeah, wait, grotto ceiling isn't clean? Hold on. Oh, because it includes like the whole ceiling.
The present wrapping machine immediately ceased up. French mob. Waiting for a follow-up text. Bellowing with soot, it sent coal pellets flying in all directions. The fuck is French Bob? I don't remember that. Is this... I don't remember a French Bob.
You say French Bob?
That's what it says. It says French Bob. All of us immediately realized that we needed to do something. Is there gonna be another one? No? The only problem was that nobody knew what that thing was. Uh-oh.
I think we can all learn a valuable lesson from this. I'll be darned if I know what it is, though.
Except Ivor. Who the fuck is Ivor? I don't know any of these people. I thought this was a SpongeBob level.
Wait, hold on. What? There's an open fireplace? Oh, it's behind, like, glass, isn't it?
Oh.
So, of course, they wouldn't let us spray the fireplace. That
Rude.
would be too obvious.
Of course it would. You know, it wasn't until I saw all of the characters at Sojiro's house without their shoes that I remembered that that was a thing you did in Japan. But then I was like, hold on, how come nobody takes their shoes off when they go up to Ren's attic? Like, I know that they're at a cafe technically, but that's also, like, he lives in the attic. You would think that like... I mean, does it not apply because it's... He doesn't have a shoe removal zone. Yeah, I guess.
He doesn't have... he doesn't have, like, the shoe removal zone.
Yeah.
You need to have a place to put your shoes, maybe? I don't know.
I don't know, man. What, you could just put them, like, by the stairs or something, like, downstairs, like, down the stairs by the stairs? I don't know.
How is the fireplace cover not clean? Oh, just this little bit on the top. Oh, didn't we have like a stool? Yeah, we got a stool. You can tell these maps are meticulously designed so you'll use the elevating implements. And bits of the map itself. I love that Tumblr post that was just Elf Fury, but one is high fantasy and the other is Santa's. And so it's like this like really like tall willowy like elf in like a long like cloak thing, and she's like poking another elf, but the other elf has like a little like green like trench coat wrapped in like a business suit. I was like, funny. Yeah, I can see it. It's beautiful. How is this fire cover not clean?
Because fuck you, that's why. Hey, it's time to put it down. Hey, it's time to put it down.
You're a little flat.
You're a little flat.
My boot's a little flat.
There's a snake in my boot.
That just reminded me. There was like this a picture of like a bootleg like Woody the Cowboy,
Yeah.
and it says like a reptile has taken what is it? A limbless reptile has taken refuge in my footwear.
That sounds like one of those memes of that guy who would like, what is it? The dude who says shit like that, but in a fancy way.
Oh yeah. He's the guy with the cane and he's pointing.
Yeah.
And he'd be like, shout, acquire currency.
Yeah.
I like those. Says your movie night this Thursday at 7 p.m. Santa's office.
Movie night's gonna be a movie time. Oh yeah.
Hey, wait a minute! I just realized. Wait, shouldn't we? Maybe I just forgot that this happened, but like we should do a power wash thing where we have to clean the little like office where the dollar was. Like we got to clean off all the white paint.
Yeah.
Did
That'd be
we
good.
do that, or am I just like imagining that we did? It
Uh,
feels like that's one of the first things that they would have added.
Man, I don't remember. I do not remember. You know, when Yusuke joined the group, I kind of thought we'd be getting more students from different schools, and that'd be kind of interesting, but no, Yusuke's really the only guy who doesn't go to fucking Shujin. It's kind of weird.
That's a good point. I hadn't thought of that.
I do like how he just happens to end up in Hawaii with everyone, though, because it got rained out. That was pretty
It
fun.
is amusing.
He
And
just,
so began the Yusuke curse.
he just slides into the frame, like, right, Yusuke? Yusuke, what the fuck?
Oh yeah, they described it as he slides into frame
Yeah.
with the like concrete grinding sound.
Yeah, it's just Ryuji ranting and then just at the end being like, right, Yusuke? Yusuke! So
Yeah,
funny.
note to self: if I make a visual novel, just have moments like that where it actually plays audio as a character shows up on screen.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Got most of these presents, but that's why. All right, that's clean. Luckily, these are like waterproof presents. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, it's fine, no worries. They're waterproof because they're fake. Because
They're all made of rubber.
everyone was naughty this year, so instead of coal, you all get rubber. I got sick of dealing with coal. You know how annoying coal is? It's like it's all sooty and like it gets everywhere. And my hands are all like nasty.
Wait, is
when I
that
handle
why this
them.
place got all sooty? Is that there was a coal like explosion?
There was a coal explosion, and that's why he's giving
Not
everyone.
like a fiery one, as in just a bunch of like coal just flew into the air.
Yeah, that's why he's giving everyone rubber this year instead of coal because the coal blew up.
Too risky, yeah. So not... In breaking news, a quirked-up white boy with a little bit of swagger, busting it down sexual style. Is he goated with the sauce? Find out at 9. And I love that.
It's a good gag. It's
Love
just
that
a good
phrase.
gag. It's a good bit.
I'm gonna need your help here. I feel like I'm somehow missing some angles.
In the presents.
Yeah, let's see, that one's done. Oh, this one, the orange and blue one, somehow isn't done. There we go.
Cool.
Alright. Alright, this white present isn't done. It's probably the bow, yeah. Hey.
Quote up white boy with a little bit of swagger, buffing it down, sexual style.
To go with the sauce. He might be. Alright, I think these presents are done. I could be wrong now.
But I don't think so.
It's the Quirks Up White Boy.
Quirks Up White Boy out
It's
there.
the monk theme.
Yeah, the monk theme. The Quirks Up White Boy's out there.
He said I'm like monk, but I never been to a monastery.
That sounds like it would be a genuine reaction from Yusuke.
Oh. Let's go in with the baby cakes. But, yeah.
Oh, yeah, Baby Cakes. I still need to watch Baby Cakes. I haven't actually watched Baby Cakes.
Bro, there's only like 6 episodes ever made.
Yeah, but look, man, I'm so busy.
You can watch all of them in like 20 minutes or less.
I don't have 20 minutes. I don't even have 20 something minutes.
Maybe you need to manage your time better.
No, I should watch it tomorrow. I can find time to watch it tomorrow.
Alright. I've run into the wildest people on Discord lately.
Yeah, like who?
Because, like, as in, like, someone will contact me and they'll be like, oh yeah, let's hang out and roleplay and stuff, and I'll be like, all right, cool. And then we'll talk a bit, but they'll like be replying really slow, and I'm like, hey, you here or not here? You distracted? Because I thought we were like talking, and they're like, oh no, I'm busy, and I'm like, what? You contacted me. Why would you contact me if you were busy?
Yeah.
At least tell me, like, oh, I'm contacting you now, but I will be not busy at a different time.
Well,
I'll be not busy at this time or something.
It'd be one thing if they contacted you and they were like on their headset and were moving around while chatting with you, but to just show up and then leave and be like, oh, I'm not gonna engage with you.
Well, this is like via text though, so like it always gets weird where it's like it's kind of like it's like someone's what's the word? It's like people are sort of like not like committed to whatever it is that they're doing, and so like they'll go to a Discord and be like, I want to hang out with someone, and you'll be like, I'm available, we should hang out, and then they'll be like, oh no, but I'm busy, and I don't have. Sometimes you'll get the line like, oh well, like I can't reply, I can't just reply all the time, I have a life, and it's like I just wanted to hang out for like an hour, like just you set that time specifically for that. It could be like 30 minutes or something, but like
right.
I like to keep my conversations like tight, where I'd rather have like one good conversation with someone's full attention than like intermittently texting them throughout the day, but like not really feeling like I am talking with them, you know?
Right.
That kind of drives me nuts.
That's
why it's important that like we don't hang out like all the time, because like I'd go a little crazy.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Alright, I think I got all of these.
Power wash, it's time to
this
power
one isn't.
wash.
Santa shop.
Makeover's gonna really help your hair.
These presents are actually made out of rubber.
Hold on, did someone... Oh, someone did message me. Sorry. I forgot to set myself to disturb. Alright, sorry. There we go. Alright, so we got basically... Oh, hold on. Oh, that's on the floor? No, that's the present right here. Nice. I love when someone like they like I like when a fan theory like pans out to some degree where it's like, oh, what if I've noticed that a lot of fish in Bikini Bottom like wear outfits to be other fish, and that it's like this whole skin theory, and I'm like, yeah, cool. But like sometimes you have a theory that like doesn't go anywhere because like it's not on purpose. It's sort of like part of what makes it work. So it'll be like, oh, how does fire work underwater? Or something like, wait a minute, how is Christmas a thing in Bikini Bottom? Are the fish Christian? Is there a fish Christ?
Actually, no. There was a whole episode about how Sandy, I think, was the one who told them about Christmas. And that's how Christmas came to Bikini Bottom. If I recall correctly, but I don't know for sure.
Oh yeah, because Bikini Bottom didn't always celebrate Christmas. They had like a first Christmas in like 20 something.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure it was Sandy that told him about Christmas because she's from the surface and would know about Christmas.
Yeah.
You think SpongeBob what?
Now that I think about it, I think the SpongeBob franchise is probably about as old as I am because it came out in like the mid '90s or so.
I kind of want to watch some old SpongeBob episodes.
What I want is I want to see shows that are that like take the spirit of like your classic like slapstick comedy. I had this realization where like I don't know what the modern equivalent of like your SpongeBob style humor looks like in cartoons. But I would say that the modern equivalent of like slapstick humor, like Looney Tunes, is preserved in the form of what was it? Source filmmaker like T Fortress 2 animations.
Huh. Nice.
Right, where like you'll have a character that really wants something and another character who's like keeping it away from them, and they keep like bonking each other with stuff.
Yeah.
Did this item work or no? I'm guessing this is the like gift wrapping machine or whatever.
Probably.
I don't understand. We were talking about this the other day. We always have some kind of fandom shenanigans that we talk about on the show.
Yeah.
And like, I was on a call with Lou Jack, and I think Ofu was there, and I was like, here's the thing I don't get. It's like, so like a long time ago, when Sony had like the rights to Spider-Man, there was the ongoing theory that they made, what is that? Oh, they're toys. That there was the ongoing theory that Sony deliberately would make a movie every X amount of years just to hold on to the copyrights, but would still like they still put money and effects and stuff into the movie, but it was also like sort of what's the word? But like part of the sort of long game was making sure that they got to keep the copyrights, and more recently, though, I'm thinking like, okay, Sony has like the partial rights to like SpongeBob, no, to Spider-Man, and they have like the supposed, I guess they have the full rights or whatever to like Spider-Man adjacent properties, like your Morbius or whatever.
Right.
And I'm like, and I'm just thinking like, what is the plan here? Because they're making movies, but they've been so consistently bad that it doesn't feel like they've been so consistently bad, but also like they've come out with enough of them at this point that I'm like, okay, did they need to like make these movies to hold on to the copyrights? And even so, like, doesn't the copyright lose value as a copyright if you make a movie that's that bad that like people don't like it as much? Because I feel like I was still interested in Spider-Man each time a Spider-Man movie came out, even if it wasn't like great.
Oh yeah, I've seen
But,
all the
like-
Spider-Mans, including Amazing Spider-Man 2, which took me years to
But, like, you
watch.
look at-
But
Yeah, but like there was whole like media commentary being like, "Oh, is this the end of vampire movies because Morbius was bad?" And I was like, well, one, no, but two, I feel like Morbius was just like it didn't need to be that bad. It doesn't make any sense.
it could have been better.
You think, is it like it makes me feel like Sony, sometimes I wonder if Sony makes movies bad as their long game now, where instead of making movies and be like, look, we're gonna hold on to the copyright and it's gonna be worth more and more every time we make a decent movie. Instead, it's like a reverse Patreon where it's like, if you don't pay us for the buying the entire copyright back, we're just gonna keep making really bad movies, so it'll be worth less each year you don't buy it from us. Like, just completely out of spite.
That'd be funny. Yo, we should call it here.
This thing says, you're probably right. The detail here says the door was covered in soot and mint ice cream.
Nice.
This was some kind of party. Can you imagine if you were like, you're playing like your Death Stranding and then just part of it was like green, and then there's like a little cutscene where Sam Porter Bridges like sticks his finger in there and like he opens his mask and he's like, mint ice cream.
Dude, I would love that. That'd be such a great scene.
Like, what's her name? Fragile shows up, just appears, and she's like, yeah, I heard there was mint ice cream.
Yeah, they're mint ice
Actually,
cream.
wait, hold on. There's a perfect gag in there, and it's just like Sam Porter Bridges opens a pack of gum. Fragile just appears. Hey, you got some gum?
Yeah, what's up? You got some gum? Can I have some? Is it mint? I like mint.
Dude, I would love if one of the Super Bowl commercials was literally just Norman Reedus in the whole outfit, and he's like out in the middle of nowhere, and he like looks over his shoulder, and he like opens like a Butterfinger, and then Fragile shows up, and she's like, "Hey, can I have that?" And he's like, "No one's gonna lay a finger for my Butterfinger."
Oh, dude, that's perfect. It writes itself. Oh. Anyway, yeah. We
Really. All right.
What were we gonna
We're
say?
about halfway done to this, but
Oh yeah,
we're
yeah,
about
yeah.
halfway done with this, I think.
Yeah.
A lot of little details.
Well, it's 78% cleaned, it says, so more than halfway. But
Nice.
thank you guys so much for watching our stream and listening to our rants.
Oh, look at the if you look over here, the employees. There's French Bob, Mullet, High Top Fade, Beehive, Bang. Oh, they're all named after hairdos.
Huh. Neat.
Shaved. That's a hairdo.
Nice.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining. I've been Taylor.
I've been Lee Jack. And
I'm
these
running you. Take care.
stay awesome.
And drink your water.
And go watch Symbionic Titan. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.